Bro, what the fuck?
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. I just wanna touch the top. Baby said that she in love and she don't love the lie. Been chillin' with all the bros, I've been above the spot. Shawty said that things change, well it does a lot. Hey, watching out the payment, man, the sun is high. Yeah, lost inside the heart, but it's emerging right. I've been out the way and I'm good. I can find my home. Everything I said it was is not. Yeah, Jamaica, how you layin'? Yeah, you ain't say none, what you sayin', baby? I lost you, but who's paying? Don't know why you hit my phone, why you playing? Yeah, I can't handle love without the trusting. Yeah, I can see the top, I wanna touch it. Yeah, yeah, we been getting money, no discussion. Now I don't let it top, and shorty always get the fussy. Yeah, hey, I like to cruise on it. Say she like the way I sound and how I groove on her. I been steady dodging bullets, how I move on her. But he talking out his neck and not a crew on her. Yeah, and I'm sliding. Shawty like the vibe, don't want the right to end. Yeah, to the nice end. Yeah, yeah, to the nice end. I can always keep the cool, I'm never fighting. Man, I love was all the cake without the icing. Now I found new love, different pricing. And it won't cost my soul, no devices. Yeah, I ain't got a plan for it, I'm the man for it. Selling Brody couldn't stand for it, it's very important. I've been off the edge, I've been feeling the wind blowing. I can lose my head and my heart, but they been gone. I just hit the edge of stairs when it's dead time. I just lost promises, I regret mine. I just get a lot of love on the west side. I'm the go, but I would never be the best guy. You might take me out of business like I'm Best Buy. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Yeah. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Thinking about the future, looking good, and it's the best side. I remember.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 2, Episode 46. But if you want a fun fact, this is the 99th total episode of Ride the Tide Sports Podcast. I didn't forget that sports this time, Tycho. I just made sure I wouldn't. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday night. I am McDilly. We have Tycho. We got the Wander returning. And Snoop Luke will be joining us in just a minute. He had an important little work phone call he had to get onto, maybe or may not. But he will be joining us, so all four will be here for the night. That's what you need to know. But I'm going to start with Jesse, who said it's been a minute since we've seen him. How are you doing, Wander?
You know, I'm good. Back from wandering off somewhere else.
Yeah, this time you actually wandered. Where'd you go?
Where'd you wander?
Yeah, I went to the Bahamas / Florida as well. Spent some time on a cruise. Drank a lot of tequila and enjoyed myself.
We love the family vacations. Was the whole family drinking?
No.
About select.
You said a lot of tequila, so I got interested.
8, 17.
Whole family.
Right, I mean,
you're probably feeling good.
I mean, whole family on a cruise. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be sick of my fucking family after like the third day.
Oh yeah, you probably had your little clans that you had to go hang out.
I'd have to bring the whole family, cousins and everything, or else I'd have a bad time.
Yeah.
I can't spend straight like 5-6 straight days with just Dylan. I'll be
if we brought Coda, maybe.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Your dog.
Maybe. Yeah. Anyways, Coda hates water. We just recently had the 4th of July weekend. I know everyone was out having a good time. I know I was busy this weekend. Dylan and myself had a good amount going on. I golfed 18 holes. I went to a wedding. Still managed to catch the UFC. And then also went paddle boarding and kayaking as well on 4th of July. So I was pretty busy myself this weekend. What were you guys up to this weekend?
I worked.
I knew you were going to say that.
No
the way that you
fun.
said we had fun, and Jesse made that face like fun.
I had fun on Saturday. That was it.
That's why you don't take a cruise right before the 4th.
That's also
Got to
true.
take these days off.
You know that they're going to put you
No matter
on.
what. I work all Mondays.
That's what happens. I did the wedding
Yeah, honestly,
thing,
that
but I
shit's
didn't
pretty-
do the other things that you did. But I also watched a lot of fireworks.
Oh yeah, I had to watch a lot of fireworks.
I think
I
that's one-
definitely. I mean, even last night I was going to bed and I had my window open because it was nice out. You know, had the nice fresh air blowing in, and it's like 10:30, and I'm trying to fucking go to bed.
It was till midnight.
Eventually, I fell asleep, but I swear I heard fireworks until I fell asleep. Like I
Lucky
felt like I was
you.
sleeping outside.
I need 2 fucking gummies to fucking fall asleep.
You take some melatonin gummies.
Melatonin gummies because it was midnight and they wouldn't fucking.
Dylan's over there
stop.
eating it like candy.
Dylan's over here like a dog when it's thunderstorming.
You know what's crazy? I'll say this, and then we'll get into like sports and all that. When I am eating melatonin, every time I eat 2 of them, I think to myself all the time, man, I could eat like 10 of these bitches right now. Like they are just good, and that worries me. But there's gonna be a day where I'm gonna eat them like candy.
No, Dylan.
No,
wait.
no.
It will,
There
I will
can't be
die.
that day.
That would just be slow.
Just don't.
If
Start
you're
eating.
thinking about ending it, make sure you call 1-800-SUICIDE prevent.
I don't think that taking that much melatonin would kill him. But
No, melatonin.
I think
regardless,
he'd
me
eat
and
the-
Dylan went to a non-alcoholic wedding over the weekend, and just one fun photo that we shared on our Twitter at RideTheTide586 that got a lot of love that I want to bring up on today's podcast is our father, also known as Big Mike, to friends and family and those that love him. It was not a non-alcoholic wedding for Big Mike because we found a way. And if there's a will, there's a way. And if there's Big Mike, there's always that will and that way. Shooters duct taped to the legs, had shooters up and down the jacket coat pockets. It's never a dry wedding for Big Mike. So just had to share that.
Big
'cause
Mike.
He put him in his socks, but he chose to go strapped.
He's old
No,
school. He's
No,
old
you know
school.
what's great is there's the best part. He tells me and Tyler, "Hey, don't say anything to your mom." He says, "Keep it under wraps, keep it low key." Tells us this probably 5 times before we leave the bathroom. Come to find out, my mom knows the entire time for 2 reasons. One, it's very visible when he's walking around because you can see the
Oh, yeah, they're
finger
just
cups
I thought
poking out
so.
of his side.
Sticking out of his
And
legs.
2, he shares cameras with my mom, so every photo he takes pops up on her phone as well. So, buddy, just, you know what? At the same time, he had a great time, and he's a big reason that a lot of us also had a good time. So, bless Big Mike for all that he does. Good Lord.
That
Let's
day,
go, Big Mike. Big Mike's in.
He was drunk, right? He was already drunk.
Oh, he had a good
I mean,
entering. He never
At
gets
that point,
drunk.
he was still driving us, but I'd like
Oh,
to
yeah.
think not.
The thing about Big Mike is he doesn't get drunk. He just continues to
Dad
consume
tipsy.
alcohol.
He gets
And-
dead tipsy.
Yeah, he gets more fun, more interesting.
Tells me.
But we do have sports to talk about, so we'll get right into that. Starting with today's breaking news, Baker Mayfield has joined the Carolina Panthers in a 3-team trade involving the New England Patriots. Basically, Baker Mayfield was traded
For a large
a
Coke.
5th-round pick,
He's traded for a large
and
Coke.
their Cleveland Browns are also paying $10 million of his salary. So we'll go to Dylan right away on the Baker Mayfield Carolina trade. Just kidding. We're going to go to Jesse. I don't want to go to Dylan. Sorry, Dylan.
This shit is nuts because we know Deshaun's not going to play. Not this season. But, like, I thought Baker would be the guy that they would go to, but at least they're paying some of his contract with it. But Carolina, that's like, what, 4 QBs? Darnold, Walker, Baker, and then did they not take one in the draft? I feel like they took somebody in the draft.
Corral. Matt
Yeah.
Corral.
So they have a 5-quarterback team, and it's literally a fight for the spot.
They
Like,
have no idea what's going on. They have no idea what they're doing.
All right, bro. So I just Googled top free agent QBs, and they're fucked because I was like, you could throw just some cheap money at somebody.
They being Cleveland, you can't just say they. We're talking about two
Cleveland,
teams
Cleveland,
here.
Cleveland. And the best current option that you have on that board is Cam Newton.
Wah,
You're not going back to
Wah.
Cam again.
wah.
And guess who's best?
No,
at
they
Cam?
didn't. They never had Cam.
Listen,
Not in
Let's
Cleveland.
Or no. That's the Panthers what they get. They'd have to go for Cam, or they'd have to go for Mike Glennon. Those are your top two options right now.
Okay, then you take Cam.
I understand Cam has shown
You
that
don't.
he's
That's
not.
kind of a no-brainer.
But Cam's gonna want money.
But like, no, he doesn't. He took
Cam knows what he is now. Look at him.
Veterans
No.
He's
man.
better. I hope he
Patriots.
does.
He should know what he is by now. I mean, he's not what he was. He's not MVP Cam Newton. He can look at the stats and know, oh, my numbers ain't what they were. Like, it's right in front of your face.
God, I hope he does. I feel like he doesn't though.
But Carolina, I mean, good for you. I don't know what the hell your plan is, but
They're not trading Sam Darnold.
let's see something.
So now I
So-
don't know.
I have no idea. They have 3 quarterbacks. 4. I don't know. They have 3. Yeah,
They
whatever.
have 3. that
Regardless,
are useful.
they're just confusing me at this point. So I can't wait to see what happens in training camp. And I mean, maybe they're barring injury. I have no idea. So the next thing we have to talk about is hockey. Hockey's over in the offseason, but we're going to talk about offseason stuff first before we get into the stuff that's in season. And hockey is next. So, first up, Dylan.
Me. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Red Wings made a hiring the other day, and it has been in talks for the past couple of weeks who the Red Wings are going to hire, and they decided to make that decision. Now, you can say that he looks like Gru. You can say that he looks like whatever you want. But the one thing that you can say is that he is the new current head coach.
I will say
of the Red Wings.
he also agrees that he looks like Gru.
And that's what matters. But Derek Lalonde is officially named the new. I'm just going to read the Instagram post that the Red Wings did because that just makes this easier. Update. Red Wings Executive Vice President and General Manager Steve Yzerman today announced that the team has named Derek Lalonde the 28th head coach in franchise history. And that's what you need to know. Do I know anything about him? No. If either of you know anything about him, you can say, but all I know is that he looks mean, he looks hard-ass, and he looks like he wants to win hockey games. So I like that vibe, and it's a lot better than the last head coach that I saw, who looked like he was just happy to be in the big leagues.
Well, look, all I know is that Dad knew who he was as soon as I brought his name up because he goes, oh, didn't he used to coach at Ferris State? And he actually did used to coach at Ferris State in 2002, and Dad remembered that. So I was like, oh, that's impressive. You actually remember that shit. But then he told me that he saw the Minions movie because when I brought that up, he reminded him of the Minions movie because he saw Gru. Anyways, I think this is a good hiring. I like that we're taking more from Tampa. I think Steve, saw all the good things in Tampa and is like, let's just move those good things over to a not so good place so that we can just, be better because we're bad. And that's exactly what we need, to be honest. But Luke's currently texting me right now, saying
good hire.
He's back. Steve Luke!
He's texting me over here telling me the NHL draft is tomorrow, and I'm like, and I don't know shit about it. And he's like, you're telling me you don't watch U16 hockey all over the world? No, Luke, I don't.
You do?
That
I
was
didn't plan
said
on
with
talking about
sarcasm, motherfucker. So stop reading it
I didn't
like I was
plan
being
on it.
serious.
All right. I didn't plan on it.
Luke, how do you
but I'm
feel
glad
about
that you're back.
Love this hire. I've been loving Tampa. So, he can only make me love the Wings more than
This
I
is
already
true.
do.
I don't see how
Okay,
this
what
can
is his relation
possibly-
to Tampa? I don't know.
Assistant coach for the last 2 years, 3 years.
Got you.
Basically, a heavy part in that entire team that's been winning cups. So, that's what we're getting.
And he's on a cup-winning coaching staff the last 2 years, so
I like that.
bring that energy here, boy. Bring that
Bring that
energy
here.
But like I said, Luke, I'm glad that you're here because the Tampa Bay Lightning traded McDonough to Nashville. Immediately,
Well-
we go right back to you.
Well, the next season is the regular season, so we got to manage that salary cap. Good move. I mean, a lot of people are mad that Nashville helped us out and with our salary, but I'll take it. I I'm kind of mad. I did like McDonough, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to manage your cap, and some people just have to go.
It's a very
Made room for
candid
Nick Paul.
statement from a fan.
That's honestly not what I expected. I'm glad that you gave that answer. I thought you were gonna
Me too.
fucking yell or something at someone. I don't know. I didn't know how you were gonna feel, to be honest with you. I think that it's a good trade. I think it's fair. I understand exactly what was going on. Luke nailed it right on the head. It's a salary cap move, and that's what you got to do.
Tyler, I got some more hockey for you, just so you know. I forgot to say it to you, but
That's cool. I'm glad you do.
just so
Next
you know.
up, we have San Jose hiring Mike Greer as their new general manager. Mike Greer is a former NHL hockey player and becomes the first black GM in NHL history. How do we feel, boys? A little
It's goddamn
culture in there.
time.
A little culture shift in San Jose.
Love it.
I think it's about time.
I think it's actually weird that it took this long.
That's what I said when I first read it. I go, this is the
Yeah.
first?
Like I thought that there probably had already been one that I just didn't really know because I don't really pay attention.
To the GMs, but
Yeah, not as much. Well, I do more now, but not as much as I used to. Like I never really cared. You know,
That's true.
Whatever.
Hey, he used
I don't
to.
know who you are.
He used to play in San Jose too, so the fans already have some love for him, and he's trying to give that love back.
love
Yep.
to see that.
I'm sensing a trend here. You can be a GM if you're a player now. That's just the way things go.
I mean, hey, as long as the fans love you.
You just
And in
want some-
hockey, it's very popular right now. NBA, it's more of a head coach type job. But with that being said, we have NBA news to talk about, so let's get right into
I
that.
said I got one more hockey thing, and this worked because we were on here San Jose. They released the
You want
NHL schedule
One more
today.
thing of San Jose.
They released the NHL schedule
This
today,
better
and there's
be
only
important.
one thing I want to talk about because this is very unusual, and I don't remember ever seeing this. But the San Jose Sharks and the Nashville Predators are going to be opening the regular season with 2 games in the 2022 Global Series. They're starting the season in the O2 Arena in the Prague, Czech Republic. And this is the first time the NHL is going to Europe since 2019. And then they also announced later in the year that in the Global Series, the Columbus Blue Jackets will be taking on the Colorado Avalanche in November, the beginning of November, in Finland at the Nokia Arena. So like those are 2 pretty cool things announced.
You know,
Playing in Finland and they're playing in Czech Republic. They're starting the season in Czech Republic.
I don't really give a shit. Like, I'm not really interested. I'm not like I don't watch.
Surprised by that.
I don't watch I don't watch a bunch of regular season hockey. Like,
But you're interested in.
I don't
like,
watch random
the
games
Stadium
every night
Series
just because
game.
there's hockey on. I'll watch a Stadium Series game, but like if it's just another game in an indoor arena, just somewhere else. I mean, all I see is the inside of the stadium. I'm not there.
I think it's cool for the sport because we talked about how last year was the best year for hockey in terms of numbers, and if they're going to start going international, hopefully that helps their international numbers as big as it helped their North American numbers.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, I don't really think that they're relying on like international people to be watching their games, like as much
But
as
it
they're
helps.
relying on
It
people in North
never
America.
hurts.
Well, yeah, it helps, but they're on the opposite side of the world most of the time, so it's like a 9 to 12 hour time difference. Like they're probably not watching the games. You know what I mean? Game time's 3 a.m. on the
No,
other side of
because
the
a lot
world.
of the players that come from where they are, they probably want to see them play in the NHL because a lot of people that come from the Czech Republic, Sweden, Russia, all these international places, they probably have people from family or friends or whatever from that place that want to stay up and watch them. That's the only thing I would say. But I see where you're coming from on that argument both ways. People that care, people that don't, but I think it's still cool for the sport.
Right now, it is 10 minutes till prime time in America. It is currently 2:50 a.m. in Finland. You see where I'm coming from?
If you went to
That's
go play
not
hockey
really
in
where they're
Finland
getting
and it's
all
3 a.m.,
those.
I'd stay up to watch you play, and I think so with mom and dad.
I think you'd record it. But I digress. We'll move on here.
It's both ways, man.
It is, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes to like the TV deals and stuff, like when it comes to their viewership and everything, they're not really relying as much on international viewers to watch it live because it's 3:00 in the fucking morning. A lot of people like me and Luke and Jesse, not really Jesse, got to get up early in the morning and go to work. Jesse gets up and goes to work. He just doesn't do it in the morning. All right. I'm not saying Jesse doesn't work, but Jesse doesn't fucking wake up in the morning.
My morning be 9. Their morning be like
he
6.
goes to sleep, and 2 hours later, I'm getting up for work. That's all I'm saying.
We also got to factor in the money because there's probably a good amount of money being involved with the international deals. So that probably also factors in.
No.
There's no money involved?
Maybe, but not.
These are free deals? Why are you so against this? All right, why are you so
They don't just air that shit.
Clearly. You are not for it, I can tell.
What do you mean I'm not for it? It just doesn't make sense.
It was never a bad thing. It's never a bad thing for a sport.
So what is they're going to the Czech Republic
and Finland. Those are the two places.
Personally,
when football did this,
just
you were for it. When fucking who else did it? When baseball
where did football go? London, where it's a 3-hour time difference
but now
versus 12 fucking hours. I'm not waking up at 4:00 in the morning to watch the Nashville fucking Predators play a hockey game in the regular season. I'm not doing it. I'm not waking up at 4:00 in the morning to watch that. And there is like fucking. It is. Let's see, Helsinki. No, Prague. This is it. 6-hour time difference.
Okay, I never thought you were lying.
I'm not gonna end up. No one from here is going to watch that game. We're gonna be doing shit because it's gonna be like, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't think they're probably gonna air the game at 8:00 there. They're probably gonna air it where we're gonna be able to watch it here because they have brains.
So they're just not gonna air it live. We're just gonna wait and see what happens.
Yeah, no, that's not.
They can play it.
Like, do you see how I'm getting
if they
with
played
this?
a noon game, wouldn't that mean it would air at 6:00 here or air at 6 a.m. here?
6 a.m. It would be live at 6 o'clock in the morning.
If they played at 6:00 there, we'd watch it here noon. They'd probably do something like that, or they'd play at 8:00 in there, and we'd watch it at 2 here.
And who's trying to watch? Who's trying to watch?
It's gonna be weird. But
okay, but also Dylan, at the same time, hockey also plays games every day of the week. So it depends what days of those are on because a lot of people work during that time during the weekdays. So if it's on a Monday through Friday, a lot of people are going to be working at that time here.
Right. Okay. But what I'm saying is they're not going to air it so that it's 3 a.m. here.
They're going to air it at the time it plays because they're going to do it live. They might show a rerun later on, but personally, I don't like watching reruns because I already know the result of the game.
They'll play it between 12 and 12, in my opinion. Between 12 and 12, they will play it.
They're not going
I just think it's gross.
Well,
we get it.
It's whatever time they start, subtract the time that we're back by, and that's what time it's going to be for us. There's no picking
all
and
I'm
choosing.
saying is we were done with the NHL, but Dylan felt this was very necessary. So if I feel like speaking on it, I will continue to speak on it because you insisted that we talk about it. I'm disgusted with it. Just disgusted.
Passionate person about it, but you know what? I understand. Shit happens. NBA news! And I got Jesse back, and thank God he's here. I told him when I saw him in person that if there was ever a podcast I needed him, it was fucking the last one. And Jesse told me that I was so fucking out of sorts, I didn't even talk about the Zion deal. But, of course, Bullet, what's going on? Regardless of the time, no way in hell my ass is waking up at the ass crack of dawn just to enjoy hockey. I understand that. And that's why they're going to do it between 12 and 12. So, 12 and 12 p.m. I'm telling you, they're going to do it between 12 and 12.
It's going to have to be a Saturday game.
Of course, it has to be a week after this. Stupid. If one of you guys want to do that dates while we're talking about basketball, it's October 7th, Tyler. You can see what day that's going to be on your calendar. But, so, NBA news. Let's just start it off with what's hot. Let's start it off going back because originally there's something that I missed.
It's a fucking Friday.
It's a Friday and a set. Okay, but it says October 7th and 8th. So it's a Friday, Saturday game? Those are the two games?
So you're telling me one of them's going to be at 12 o'clock on a Friday. Genius.
Oh, that's not a good idea. That's not okay. I understand.
Yeah,
that's
keep
a bad idea.
keep shitting on me. Keep shitting on.
That on the Friday's bad. If it was just Saturday, I understand. But yes, the Friday. Anyways, now we can finally get into basketball. Jesse, let's talk Zion Williamson. He signed a 5-year max, $231 million. I didn't want to talk about this because I saved it for you, right? That's what I did.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I didn't forget. So Jesse, Zion Williamson staying with New Orleans. We talked about the team that they were building with the trades with CJ, and if he came back, how dangerous they could be. Well, he's coming back for 5 years, so.
Listen, they must be taking baby care of this man, and he must be all good because I ain't seen him play in some time. But he is a generational talent when healthy. And even though giving him like 193 or 183 before the rollover of this year's is a lot. So I hope it pans out for them and he doesn't go down as one of the biggest busts in history.
Oh, I agree. That would suck if injuries and shit just tanks his career and he comes back. And he's got to come back being Zion, or in my opinion, he has to be better. I think it's got to be, you have to be as good or if not better. But if you come back any point worse, a lot of people are just going to be talking, especially people that are already on his ass.
He was going stupid, though. He was giving like 25, 20 points.
He was.
13 boards on like 70% shooting.
And a lot of people said that the amount of crazy shit he was doing in high school and college, it was crazy that he didn't get injured until now. Like, there was just a man that size is doing that crazy athletic things. Sometimes shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you didn't see it coming when he literally busted through his shoe in college.
Like, he's doing 360s.
Like, clearly he's built different, and, like, they don't even make shoes that fit that kind of athlete.
You're built like Shaq and you're playing like Jordan, and, you know, sometimes your body won't let you do it. I didn't mean Jordan. I was trying to think of a dunker, and that's the first person that came to my head. Sorry, I just thought of Jordan. Why are you looking at me like
Jordan
wasn't
dunked from the free throw line? I mean,
Jesus, I said I'm thinking of a dunker, and I thought of Jordan, and Jesse looked at me like he didn't know how to dunk.
Because that's nuts.
That Jordan.
You could say Dr. J, but not Jordan. Jordan was just
I thought Jordan was pretty good. I saw him dunk from the free throw line once.
In a dunk competition.
Can you dunk from the free throw line?
What does this me have to do with Zion?
It has nothing to do with Zion. It has to do with Jordan.
You just can't say what you said something crazy right now, huh?
No, I don't take back.
Hey, look, I'll back him up on this. If you're in the dunk competition, clearly you were dunking before that.
Thank you.
They have completely different styles. Y'all both sound ridiculous.
Nah, you are ridiculous. Stop basically saying that Jordan.
All I'm saying is Dylan compared a person that dunks to a person that dunked.
And you were
And I don't think that that's very shocking or jaw-dropping.
It's the caliber of their dunking and the way they dunk.
Because there were two eras of basketball.
Michael Jordan
okay, we get it.
was built
He
different.
does freak shit. But you know what? Back in the day, Jordan was doing shit that they've never seen before in that area. You know what Zion does in our era? Shit we've never seen before from a man that size. Oh, that's also pretty similar. So, not that crazy.
You reaching.
Actually, no, I'm just giving out more reasons now.
Yeah, but you're reaching. Your reasons aren't that solid. But whatever.
How are you? Okay. You know what? I'll drop that. But that is a discussion that needs to be had at a later time. Because Jordan is a dunker, and he's a good one too. But the Bulls signed Mr. Six Man himself.
Speaking of Chicago.
Mr. Six Man himself, Gordon Dragic from the Miami Heat. I like this deal, to be honest with you. I think that he's a good role player, but do you not? You don't care, or you don't?
Dragic shouldn't have left. Dragic should have tried to stay in where he was. The Bulls trying to build something there, but I don't think your number one player can be Zach LaVine and you win the ring. So, yeah.
Zach LaVine got the max, and you know you're going to have Zach LaVine, DeRozan, and then you're going to just have to rely on Caruso, Alonzo, and Dragic. And what's his name? Desamu. I think they're going to be in the same spot as they were last year, but they just got to have people that got to stay
They'll
healthy.
make playoffs. That'll be the difference.
Yeah, they got to have people that stay healthy. That's going to be the biggest factor because if they get fluffed with injuries like they did last year, it's going to be bad. I feel like that's a good signing, but at the same time, the Bulls are a weird team right now, especially after last year. I don't trust them. Can I just say that? I don't trust them right now. So
I don't know what they finna do.
Fraudulent.
Yes, that's probably the best way you can put it.
I don't know what they finna do.
But anyways, going on to the next piece of news. Sorry, I have an over here. It's the Nets and the Lakers in active talks. And Jesse, I have a trade that is currently in the talks, and I need to get your thoughts. So, the Brooklyn Nets and Los Angeles Lakers are actively engaged in talks for Kyrie Irving and a Russell Westbrook trade. There would be other players and probably picks involved, but the main thing would be basically Russell going to Brooklyn and Kyrie going to the Lakers. And LeBron has been a giant advocate for getting Kyrie to the Lakers, so the chances of this happening are actually not crazy.
I'd be surprised Brooklyn would even fucking trade for Russell. But they must be throwing in their first round picks and some solid other players. But I could see it happening. It's definitely probably going to be the trade that happens.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I love that. Just want to point that out if that happens. Love that. But I don't want to get too far into it because got to see if it happens first. But we get into something that has happened, and that's Thomas Bryant being signed to the Lakers. And I like this deal a lot because I think that Thomas Bryant on the Wizards was good. I think that he was a good big man. I think that the best thing is that he came off of an injury. So hopefully, I don't think he's injury prone. That injury's already out of the way. And he can fucking stay healthy on a Lakers team that just loves to get hurt. But Thomas Bryant he's only on a 1-year deal, but he is signed to the Lakers. I like this deal. I think I've made that clear. But Jesse, how do you feel about it?
I feel good. I think he'll be a nice little center they got to come off the bench with the second squad. And it'll be nice for their depth that had some problems last year.
I agree. I think it's a good opportunity. He could win a spot in the starting squad. I think he has a chance. But at the same time, you're gonna need AD to get hurt.
No, what's it called? They picked up somebody else last week that I think is gonna end up starting, but I can't remember the name right now to save my life.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could help you here, but I can't. I wish I could save you and pull you out, but I do not remember. But the last little piece of news I have is just some 2K news because, oh my God, we care so much. And we're still not going to talk about the cover athlete because if you know who it is, we're not going to talk about it. But the Legend Edition cover.
Juan Toscano Anderson?
Let's go with that. It was Juan Toscano Anderson, sure. So the 2K cover.
Well, was it?
What?
Jesse, was it Juan Toscano Anderson? Is that who
No,
Was
Oh.
it Troy Brown Jr.? Was it Lonnie Walker? Was it Damian Jones?
Damian
Who was
Jones.
it? Okay. I was gonna figure this one out.
Bro, it threw me off because at first it sounded like you said Teoscar Hernandez, and I'm like, that's baseball. What?
Ah,
Yeah.
Juan Toscano Anderson.
Anyways,
They signed a couple people.
There's
Yeah,
a
they
legend on the cover, and his name is Michael Jordan. He's been on the cover before of games. And another big piece of news why he is on the legend cover is because Michael Jordan is a 100 overall in the new 2K game. This is the first time this ever happened.
Second time.
But Jesse is fact-checking that Shaquille O'Neal.
No, Shaq, there's no – they bullshitting. Shaq had that shit in 2002.
And I believe Luke actually did the research, and it's true. So they are lying. This is the second time. But they posted that it was the first.
But it is the 20.
We're here to fact check.
2K.
Thank God for Jesse.
There's
and
no,
thank God for him remembering that shit because I don't know how. Also, Curry's at 99. Just the ratings this year are probably going to be nutty. Just want to point that out. But you know what? I guess we're here for it.
Personally, I don't think he has the defense for a 99, but we're going to leave it at that.
That is what it is. But
I give him a 97, 98. As long as Brown is a 96.
Facts. And that's all that I got to say for that. But the next piece that I want to
Overreaction.
talk about.
That man was getting bodied tonight when somebody with a big body came at him. He been getting pushed under the paint all day. He ain't playing too good tonight. But
Well, can we talk about the first game that he played?
he got 6 blocks. He played a
1
nice
for 3.
summer league game, but I think we overreacted.
Well, when you break the summer league record for blocks with 6, and you drop 23 points, and one of those people that you block happens to be Taco Fall, who's one of the tallest.
Taco Fall weak as shit, but it is impressive because of his height.
But it is impressive because of his height.
Timeout. Back it up. Only one thing matters in what you said, and that is summer league record. Summer league.
Right, and that's the one thing that I was
Bums.
just about to get into. I was about to say, here's how I look at it. Last year, when Cade was balling out, when we had our top player in the summer league, and he was doing this and that, you have to look at it the same way with Chet. You have to be excited that they're playing good basketball, but do not get overexcited because of the people that are on the court. I think it's the same exact way with Chet. You can't be upset that, you're not going to be upset that he's posting these numbers. If they're consistent, that's going to be the biggest thing. But do not get ahead of yourself, because remember that the people on the court now are not going to be the same people that are on the court come regular season. I think that's the only way you really can look at it.
Really is.
But now it's time to get into an MLB update. And you know what? We're just going to keep 2 men that are already in here, because Jesse knows shit about MLB now. So
Picking up.
he's picking up. So we're just going to keep these 2 in here. And I want to talk about the Baltimore Orioles, because every time we talk about the Baltimore Orioles, we talk about how they keep doing some walk-off shit. Walk off, because they're a crazy team, and they're the most loved loser team ever. Okay? They got 2 walk-offs in the past fucking 4 games again. So let's just start off with the first walk-off, which was them winning on a hit-by-pitch against the Texas Rangers. It was a comeback dub to win in the 9th on a hit-by-pitch. Rutan Odor actually got hit, scored the winning run. Then 2 days later, they have another comeback, 19-run, 10-inning walk-off thriller from Cedric Mullins. It's so hard to not like this team. Like, they lose, but they're so lovable because they have the most walk-offs in the league. I know that for sure. And they just continue to keep you in. Here's how I look at it. They're what I want the Tigers to be. If you're going to be bad, make it so we want to watch the games. If I'm an Orioles fan, I'm still happy that I get to continue to watch their games.
There's a chance they could win a lot of games,
That's what it is. They're the new Cubs.
What?
When this rebuild in about 3 years is complete, and they're a playoff team. Yeah, in about 3 years, I guess they're being a playoff team.
Wait, you mean to tell me a baseball team can rebuild in 3 years?
Yeah, we just don't know how to do it.
Yeah, these guys don't.
You mean it doesn't take 7, 8 years, 9 years?
No, not
10
at all.
years?
12
years?
We just can't do it. But
20
when
years?
The Orioles are a playoff team in 3 years. I think that the best thing
We might
about
be good
the
in 20 years.
Orioles is
6.
no, we won't, because we can't build like that.
No, we just have a shitty guy running the trades and the team.
But according to Alavila,
Fired. That's what he should be.
yeah, and he's gonna be. I'm telling you, by fucking Monday.
Jesse actually hasn't been here for my rants, but I want Jesse's opinion on Alabama.
You've been ranting.
Get Alavila the fuck out of here! That man's a pile of shit. He's lost 20 trades in a row. How do you lose 20 trades back to back all the way down the railroad track? I'm sick of him. And he makes ridiculous comments, and he needs to be put out of Detroit. He's literally ruining the franchise a day at a time. You could be happy that some players have finally decided, oh, we're going to hit above a 2. Wow, holy shit, what an improvement. That's not very good shit. It's just not.
Did you hear that he got ghosted by Rodriguez?
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to talk to him. He's like, until you get that guy out of there, why the fuck would I do anything for this team?
Bro reached out and said, "Are you ready to come back?" And it's been multiple days, and he won't hit him back.
But I guess, can we really judge a man who half of the players he's traded for are injured?
No, I mean, I hate him. Tyler hates him. You hate him, and at the same time, Luka doesn't know that much about baseball, but I know Luke hates him. So at the same time, here's how I look about it. When he's fired, not if, when he's fired, in the next, I don't even know how many months are left in the season, but by October, by playoff time, he will no longer be our GM, and I think everything will be looking a different direction. There is no reason that we should. And you want to talk about the Detroit Tigers' expectation for the next 12-game road trip? Here's how I look about it. One good thing or one bad thing is going to set this tone. Because Tariq Skubal is our best pitcher on the Detroit Tigers. Who's the one team this man cannot pitch against? The White Sox.
His last 5 starts, he's been dog water.
And exactly what I was about to say. And the last 5 starts, he's been dog water. And the worst team he's the worst against is the White Sox. He's got to start off this 12-game road trip against the White Sox. I think if he's on, it's going to continue momentum. If we can win this and make it a 5-game in a row, I think it's great momentum with the Tigers. And I expect that over the second half of the season, we're going to be 500 or a little under. I don't think we're going to be, crazy good, but
I think we go wild card, but you think we at least get close?
I think we will do what we did last year. Well, the second half of the season, we make a push, not to like we're a wild card, but where we're like, oh, the Tigers are only 6 games back, but we won't do anything crazy. But the second half of the season will be much better than the first half because once again, did the same thing we did last year and fucked ourselves and buried ourselves in a whole first half of the season. Also, next piece of news, Houston Astros. They had 15 swing and misses, 5 looking, 4 Houston pitchers combined to set the team record for the most strikeouts in a 9-inning span. They struck out 20 Angels, 15 swing and misses, 5 looking, from 4 pitchers.
20
strikeouts in 9 innings. Here's the best part. Trout and Ohtani were both in the lineup.
Listen, just because some guys got high batting averages doesn't mean they got to hit it every game.
But that means they're at least striking out once or twice that game. Everybody on the team, 1 minimum.
20. That's damn near 7 innings of straight strikeouts.
Yes, 20 strikeouts, 27 batters. Oh my God.
The Pod Wiener made an appearance. Ah, Remy. This is a Remy takeover. Would you boo boo?
Aww.
It's ready.
Lou.
Would you boo boo boo? All right.
I was trying to go back and find the final score of that game real quick, Jess.
They got mopped.
Just because I want to see how many fucking hold up. They had 3 hits, 1 run. I was very curious to see what that final stat line was. But the last little piece of baseball that I got here is Jacob deGrom in the minor leagues. Finally, the best pitcher in baseball has returned. And let me just say, I feel bad for the leadoff hitter. God bless him, who had to be the first batter back to face deGrom. I watched that first at-bat live.
Dude, this guy is a single-A baseball player
my
just
God.
trying to get his career started, and
Oh
he
my
has to
God.
face Jake deGrom on a casual afternoon.
I'm watching it live, right? Because I live streamed, I found some shit on Twitter to live stream it because they were showing it because deGrom. He was watching him warm up, bro. And you know how normally on deck batters, you can probably find this on YouTube. They'll be swinging or they'll be doing something with a donut or stretching or whatever before they go hit. He was just staring at deGrom as if he didn't know deGrom was pitching. Oh shit. That might be deGrom.
Imagine this.
Oh my God.
Don't nobody tell you. Don't nobody give you no.
Is that deGrom?
You don't know deGrom coming back. You in single A.
I wouldn't.
You don't ever have to deal with guys like that, and you looking around and you like, dog.
Is that the best pitcher in baseball?
Is that fucking deGrom?
This guy's batting fucking 150 in single A ball. He's like, dude.
Wait, is that the best pitcher?
He's like, coach told me this game I had to pick my shit up or I was on my way out the door, and this is all right.
But you know what he did? You know what he did though? First pitch, he fouled it off 100 miles an hour. Fouled that bitch off. He fouled it off. Yeah, he did. He struck out 3 pitches later on a slider, but he fouled that first pitch off, man. So credit to him for making contact. DeGrom only won an inning, but I think that I can speak for everyone in the baseball world when I say we're just happy that DeGrom's back. When you have a pitcher of the caliber of DeGrom and he's just so amazing and you just want to see him pitch as badly as he is, and the Mets are good this year, so you put him on a playoff team right now. I'd love to see that. So I think that increases it. Jesse?
I can't wait for him to get back, but at the same time, his live series card is already hard enough, but we won't talk about that.
I knew you were going to talk about the show, especially with DeGrom.
Fuck DeGrom. I don't even like DeGrom. I like him for the game, the sport. I like him for baseball. He's great for baseball, but like that man's got a cannon.
He is
Velocity.
he is a once in a generation talent. I'm not gonna bullshit you, bro. There's no pitchers like this man. Like he just carves batters up, and he throws the pitches that like his repertoire is fastball, changeup, slider, curve. Like
yeah, that's it.
It's a common pitcher fucking generic thing. It's just he can throw the pitches. No way no one else can.
Yeah.
A way no other pitcher can.
But I mean, he also his slider hits like he's recorded his slider at like 95. 90.
Yeah, and if his fastball's on,
like how is your off speed 90s?
you ever face that guy in the show? This is perfect, Jess. You ever face that guy in the show where all game he's just the best pitcher ever, and he's a corner hunter, high inside, high outside, high low side.
That's DeGrom.
DeGrom is that every batter. He can paint every spot on the fucking, like, he is that guy where I feel like the catcher's like, give me it here. And he won't move an inch, and that ball will end up right here. Like, it is crazy. But at the same time, that's why DeGrom's one of the best pitchers in the fucking sport. I've talked enough with Jesse. Let's get Snooper in here. It's time for UFC news with Snoop Luke.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Taking a quick break in the action here to tell you about sixpackcoverage.com. Make sure you guys check out sixpackcoverage.com because, hey, that's where you find our podcast as well as other sports, finance, food, travel, fitness, and entertainment podcasts for your own personal needs. You know, whatever you're into, hop on there, check it out. Sixpackcoverage.com also has a shop where you can shop for all your favorite six-pack coverage wants and needs like flags and t-shirts, including the Ride the Tide t-shirt, which is out now. Be sure to check out sixpackcoverage.com today.
I'm talking in guap, now I'm speaking it fluent. When I hit the road, I won't leave till I do it. Acting out of hand, I'm like, be what you doing. We started off good, can't believe that we ruined it, yeah. I tried to fix with a sewing kid, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah.
Woo! Well, we got to do the recap for UFC 276. And, you know, it started off good. Started off, we thought we had a banger. Kind of finished as a little snooze fest, not going to lie.
It's an interesting card. Let's just say, for all of you people, by the whole fucking last fight, Luke was playing Clash of Clans. If that puts into perspective how the ending of the card went.
I took a nap, bro.
Luke almost fell asleep, bro.
No, I did fall
It almost
asleep.
put everyone to sleep.
I did fall asleep for like the final 2 rounds.
You did?
I woke up for the decision. I'm not kidding.
That's great. All right,
This man he promised destruction, promised annihilation, promised shit we would never have seen before. I've seen the back of my eyelids before.
Yeah,
I've
seen that actually. What I just saw from Izzy, I've seen that 3 times in a row now. But
let's just start it off from the bottom because we're gonna start off with Ian Gary because I didn't know he fought at the start. He slipped my eye.
Come on, now you got the flag and everything.
Come on. But did he forget that he was a fucking winner? No, because he took that bitch into decision.
10-0.
Woohoo! Fuck you, Gabe Green. Next up, Jim Miller defeats Donald Cerrone and now has the most wins in UFC history, while at the same time
Broke Donald.
Cowboy Donald Cerrone is now officially retired. He
God.
left his gloves in the octagon.
Everybody's retiring now. Fuck.
After he was just saying, "Oh, I want to get the 50 fights, so I just need to take my time and all this." But now he just got fucking absolutely annihilated, and he's like, "Yep, I don't love this anymore. I'm done."
I think me and you both
But
saw this coming, but the one thing that we wanted was for him to go out with a knockout.
I saw it coming after his next fight, which would
Right.
have been this fight, obviously.
Right.
But he kept saying, "No, I'm fighting longer. No, no." It's like you can only tell me no so many times per yourself before I just have to start believing you.
Right, and yeah, I agree.
But moving on to the main card, Brian Barberena defeats Robbie Lawler
I love
via
how you just skipped over that shit.
what?
You just skipped over the Sugar Sean fight. You just said fuck that.
Oh, oops.
Anyways, here's all you need to know.
Sean
Pedro
O'Malley
Munoz.
defeated Pedro Munoz.
Pedro Munoz had a scratch cornea in the second round.
Yeah, he defeated him. He stopped him.
That was it. Boom.
I'm kidding. It was a no contest. It was a no contest. Nothing happened. If you had a bet on it, it got canceled. If it was in a lay, it got taken out, and your lay still rode.
So does this
until it
mean,
didn't.
because he had a scratch cornea and shit, you got to set that rematch up, right?
I mean, I guess, but I mean, this really wasn't like
That's true. It wasn't
that
that big
type
of
of
a
fight. It was just really another fight for O'Malley,
Yeah, I guess.
and it just didn't go as planned. But moving on to the fight I was talking about first, even though it was the second fight, my bad. Robbie Lawler takes a fat L to Brian Barberena, which it didn't look like that at the start, because Robbie was throwing him. He was slugging, and there was a big power difference between the strikes. And then out of nowhere, Brian just kept throwing, and then you just looked at Robbie. He was staggering in the center of the octagon. You're like, where did this come from? Are you really this old? He is that old and got absolutely knocked.
Yeah, this was fight of the night. I think we can agree on that. These two were just swinging. Round 2 was the best round of the night. They were just going back and forth at it, swinging. They were both staying on the top. And I think that Robbie's a guy where we knew that we were going to get a good fight. We knew this going into it before when he had his original opponent and that whole thing got canceled or whatever. So I think that he's a guy that comes in. When you look at Bam Bam, he loves to just swing too. So you're going to have two guys that just love to fight and they're going to love to swing. That's exactly what they did. And I think that that's perfect.
And Robbie took a loss.
And Robbie sadly took the L, but big shout out to Brian. That's a big win for him.
That is. That's a big name to, I mean, even though Robbie's at the back end of his career, that's still a big name to add to your list on the way up.
Facts. And now it's time for the holy shit moment of the night.
The big holy shit. But to be honest, I kind of saw it coming from the start of the fight, the way Sean Strickland was standing up with them all straight up and just not his normal self, to where he just more is taking control. I mean, he was backing Alex Peoria up, but Peoria's like, nah, I'm just gonna knock you out with the quick, swift hook to the face.
A quick 1-2.
The quick 1, 2, 3, you're out.
And he was out in round 1 in 3 minutes. And I'm not gonna lie, if there was any time after the amount of shit that Sean Strickland talked, he did not need a first round knockout. It was this fight.
I mean, he really wasn't.
I just mean because
shit.
he finally got a press conference and he finally got on the big stage where he could talk his shit. And it wasn't like he's never talked his shit before. It was just that he finally gave him the open platform to do so. And then Izzy got the win. Yes, it was a shitty fight, but Izzy got the win and you got knocked out round 1. It just does not look good for old Shawnee boy.
I mean, to be honest, I could give two fucks. I still love the guy. And he can still come back in a big way in his next fight. He just got caught slipping hard because he tried to stand instead of doing what he normally does in fights. He decided to change his game just to stand and throw with a very good kickboxer. And that's just not what you do to try and win fights. And that's just who he is. He tries to be the biggest dog he possibly can, and he will wants you to hit him and he wants to give him. But, I mean, he gave his respects at the end. I mean, he wasn't even that disrespectful towards Alex.
No, he
coming
was
up to
never
the fight.
disrespectful towards Alex.
He was just
actually,
disrespectful to Izzy.
exactly. I was about to say he was actually really cool with Alex the whole time. But the last thing I wanted to say real quick before we get off the fight is, do you believe that Alex Pereira is going to be getting a title fight, even though he's 6-1? But he looks like he's the next up.
Yeah, I mean, who else are they going to throw at Adesanya? It's just going to be recycled.
That's very true.
I mean, even though technically Alex is kind of a recycled fighter for Adesanya because his early
Izzy's
past
never
fighting.
beat him.
But this is when they're both at their top, in the top of the UFC. Izzy's the champ, 2 different fighters. Those 2 fights are a long time ago. And Izzy wants that revenge, so he's going to be gunning for him.
Yeah, you're damn right he got caught with Bam. He got caught with the Bam.
But moving on to the co-main, Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway. Volk takes the dub. Max does not. It just didn't look like he got him going. It just looked like he just was like,
no.
I don't know.
He didn't look good at all.
He didn't look that good.
Worse in that fight than he did in the previous fights against Volkanovski. He looked slower. I looked at Luke halfway during the fight and said, did Holloway get slower or did Volkanovski just get fucking quicker? I think the answer might have been both, because not only did Holloway look slower, but Volk was so quick that fight. I don't think I've ever seen him that quick.
He was the fastest I've ever seen Volk, and that's what makes it so bad that Holloway showed up a lot slower than normal. He looked like he couldn't get I don't know what. It didn't look like he could get into the game. Didn't look like he could get into the mode of Max Holloway, the godly boxer who just dances around everyone and just pieces them up.
The man who didn't lose for 5 years.
Basically. Absolute banger of a co-main. Like, it is actually crazy to think this is not
I
a main
actually know
event.
this fight, so yes. Banger.
Oh my God. Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway.
I'm taking Volkanovski.
You're taking Volkanovski.
Yeah.
I am riding with Max Holloway. This man is the best boxer in the UFC. No one can keep up with him in his division. No one can. He will.
Oh, Volkanovski could keep up with him so much so that after Volkanovski won, he is now going to move up to 150 because there's no one in that division that can take him on.
I mean, that's true, but that was like the worst Max Holloway I've ever fucking seen in my life.
That wasn't Max Holloway. I'm sorry.
That was not Max Holloway.
Max Holloway was 17. And I hope that I hope, for both of our sakes, that I never see that Max Holloway again. And if I do, retire.
Watching him box was so fucking, like, it was just beautiful to watch. Just how he pieced up people, and damn, that was a disappointment.
But Volk, I don't need you going to 150, bro. I don't need you going to Oliveira's title, bro. You got your own title. Just fucking be happy with what you are. God damn it. Stay humble, okay? That's all I gotta say. I don't want him going for Ollie, bro. Just stay in your lane. But we did have a main event, and Luke did fall asleep during it.
So I can only tell you about the first 3 rounds. So it was fucking boring. It was a very technical fight, and those tend to be very fucking boring. No matter how much you like technical fights, they're still very fucking boring.
I like technical, but that shit was a snooze fest.
Everyone's like, oh, well, I mean, if Jared's okay cruising to a loss, then why should Izzy step up and do anything? Maybe because he promised the entire fucking world utter destruction of Jared Cannonier. Not some little, 1-2, let's just get to the end of the fight, get the decision. I don't care if Jared ain't doing shit. If you're going to come out with all that fucking smoke saying you're going to absolute obliterate him, you can't just cruise your way to a fucking win. I'm sorry, but that's some bitch-made shit.
Yeah, the coolest thing about that main event was the walkout.
Fuck the marketing. I don't give a fuck if it was for the marketing. Some bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, the walkout was cool. The fight wasn't, and the championship was expected to stay the same. It stayed the same, and I'm going to be honest with you. It was not a fun fight to watch. Here's how I look at it. It was very fucking underwhelming. But at the same time, I've never seen a fight so slow with no wrestling. That's the craziest thing. Is anytime I feel like I'm coming off of a fight, it would be like a Colby Jorge situation, where it's just a bunch of wrestling, and it's like, oh my god, it's so boring.
Because it normally is
There
when
was-
it's like that.
There wasn't a single takedown the entire main card. There was not one takedown, and there wasn't one in that main event. But it was still so just slow and dragged out. And for the last 3 fights, and I've said this, and
You're the champ for the fucking reason.
yes, against Vettori, against Whitaker, and against now Cannonier, all 3 have looked the same. As in, Izzy has been better than his opponent and has been toying with him. The only difference in this fight from the last 2 was Cannonier wasn't allowing Izzy to get more than a 1-2 on him and then making him back away. But then Izzy wouldn't do more than a 1-2 and then maybe do another 1-2 the next round. But, it was underwhelming as hell.
Yeah.
Good card. Like you said, good start, shitty finish.
Yeah.
I agree, 100%. But we are an hour into the pod. We are an hour into the sports. Unless Tyco or Jesse have anything else they want to add, or Luke.
We still have UFC, dummy.
Who? Man,
Because we got a fight night this weekend. When do the fight nights ever stop, buddy?
I didn't
They
know
never
it was a
do.
big fight. I am sorry.
Because
Who the fuck is that guy?
for the main event of this one, we have the fight for the big title of Rafael. We have Rafael versus Rafael. That's who this is. Rafael dos Anjos is going up against Rafael Fiziev.
I got Fiziev.
And I got Fiziev by fucking KO.
Me too.
They do like a WWE thing where like the loser has to like leave and like there can only be one, or like is that like not a
You
thing?
must change your
Put the name change on the line.
It has
This
to
is
be
a fight
Rafi.
for the name change.
The IL goes. You are just Rafi. Or just Rafi.
The other guy just has to go by just their last name twice.
Yes. I think that's exactly what has to happen. I like that idea.
But for the co-main, we have Barello and
Pastrami?
Petrosian.
Pastrami sandwich.
That's what I heard. I got pastrami. Because I like pastrami.
Well,
Good meat.
I got cow.
You got
Cow-
Luke's got the
Barallo.
cow and I got the pastrami. We both got the meat.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I had to really type these ones out for you guys to believe these names, but
Yeah, I really don't know. These sound like just fucking made up anime names in my head, but
yeah,
I believe you.
that's all we got for UFC.
Now, if anyone has anything they'd like to add before we exit the podcast, what I was saying before, you can go ahead. If not, we're gonna outro this bitch out.
Outro it then, bitch. No one.
That's it. Okay, so thank you all for watching Ride the Tide Sports Podcast. And you're gonna wanna see some more of us. I already know. You're asking yourself, well, where do I go to see more? You're gonna go to sixpackcoverage.com. That's where you're gonna go see more of us. That's where you're gonna see more podcasts. And then you're gonna be like, wait, don't you guys have t-shirts came out with? Yes, we do have t-shirts that we came out with. You can also go on our Instagram at RideTheTide586 and our Twitter, RideTheTide586. If you go to Six Pack Coverage or you go to those social media handles, you'll find a link tree. You'll find the links. You'll be able to be taken right to the page where you need to go to get the t-shirts. And you'll be able to be rocking a cool Ride the Tide t-shirt just like the boys. And I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. Also, we have some new merch that will also maybe or maybe not be on the way. I don't know if you peeped Tyler's little jersey there, but we're not going to say anything. Anyways, you're going to want to tune into the next podcast. If you want one reason why, it's because it's number 100 on Ride the Tide, baby. It's the big 100 on Saturday. So make sure that you tune in because, come on now, all 4 of us are going to be here. It's the big triple digit. It's a big fucking deal. But for all that's being said, thank you guys for watching this episode of Ride the Tide Podcast. Episode 99 in total.
Ride the Tide Sports Podcast.
Did I not say sports that time? Son of a bitch. Anyway. Damn it. I'm so sorry. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Have a good night. We'll see you Saturday for the big 100. Peace.